A massive announcement has just dropped ahead of NLCS Game 1, and it's setting the stage for what could be an unforgettable showdown. The news has fans on edge, insiders buzzing, and analysts scrambling to dissect every detail as Los Angeles finalizes its roster and rotation strategy. All eyes are on how this team plans to line up against a red-hot opponent, and the mention of key arms in the mix only adds to the anticipation. The first shocker? The pitching staff. There had been growing buzz all week about whether Blake Snell, who was signed mid-season and has had an up and down time since joining LA, would make the NLCS roster. The lefty had shown flashes of the Cy Young form that made him a marquee name, but the question was always, is he healthy enough and sharp enough to take on postseason lineups? Well, the Dodgers just answered that question loud and clear. Blake Snell is on the NLCS roster. That's right, the Dodgers are rolling the dice on their newest ace, and the confidence from the coaching staff says everything. Snell's inclusion signals one thing: the Dodgers believe they need that dominant lefty presence to neutralize the Brewers' power-heavy lineup. Remember, Snell hasn't been at his peak for long stretches this year. There were concerns about his command, about whether he could go deep into games. But the Dodgers clearly see something different. His last bullpen session apparently impressed the staff enough to earn him that NLCS nod. A team insider mentioned that Snell looked crisp, confident, and focused, showing the kind of sharp breaking ball that made him a nightmare for hitters back in his Cy Young campaign. And when you think about how this Brewers lineup has handled left-handed pitching recently, you start to see the chess move Roberts is making. Milwaukee's top bats like Christian Yelich and William Contreras have struggled when facing elite lefties with good off-speed control. That's the matchup Snell is built for. But here's the thing: Snell isn't being lined up as a traditional starter right away. Sources inside the clubhouse have hinted that the Dodgers may use him in a hybrid role, possibly as a piggyback starter or long reliever in Game 2 or 3. That strategy would allow the Dodgers to preserve their bullpen flexibility and keep hitters guessing. It's a creative move, but also a risky one. Still, that's exactly what October baseball is about: risk, adjustment, and execution. Now let's talk about the rest of that rotation. The Dodgers' pitching plan for Game 1 has finally been revealed, and it's official: Bobby Miller is getting the ball. The young phenom has become one of the Dodgers' most trusted arms, showing poise beyond his years and a fastball that's been blowing hitters away. The confidence the organization has in Miller is sky high, and he's earned it. But it's also a heavy responsibility: Game 1 of the NLCS, at home, under the bright lights of Dodger Stadium, facing a red-hot Brewers team that just upset the Phillies. Miller knows what's at stake, and word is, he's been locked in since the moment the matchup was confirmed. Behind Miller, the Dodgers have set things up for a mix of veterans and bullpen arms to carry the load. Walker Buehler remains on the postseason roster as well, though his role is expected to be closely managed. After returning from injury late in the season, Buehler's innings have been limited, but the Dodgers want his experience in the dugout and on the mound when it matters most. His leadership is invaluable in high-pressure moments. Another big move? The Dodgers made a tough call by leaving Ryan Yarbrough off the roster. Yarbrough had been a steady multi-inning option, but the front office reportedly wanted more strikeout upside for this series. In his place, they've gone with young fireballer Kyle Hurt, whose stuff has been electric. It's a gamble on pure velocity and swing and miss potential, something they'll need against Milwaukee's patient lineup. The bullpen, as expected, remains one of the Dodgers' biggest weapons. Evan Phillips, Buster Gratterall, and Alex Vesia headline the back end, with Ryan Brazier and Joe Kelly rounding out a crew that's been tested all season. The Dodgers have leaned heavily on their relievers in big games, and this group has delivered. They've been lights out in high-leverage situations, and Dave Roberts knows that having that bullpen depth gives them flexibility to pull starters early if needed. But maybe the most emotional part of today's announcement came when Roberts addressed the position player decisions. The Dodgers have opted to carry a 13-pitcher, 13-position player split, and there's one name everyone's talking about: Jason Hayward. After missing time late in the NLDS due to minor back stiffness, Hayward is officially active for the NLCS. Roberts said Hayward earned the right to be here and emphasized how much his veteran leadership means to this team. That clubhouse presence, especially for younger players like James Outman and Miguel Vargas, is invaluable. And speaking of Outman, he's back on the roster too, after showing signs of life in his swing during workouts this week. The Dodgers need his defense and energy in the outfield. Roberts hinted that Outman could start in center for Game 1, giving LA that strong defensive core with Betts, Outman, and Hayward roaming the outfield. Which brings us to Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, two veterans who have been here before and know exactly what this stage means. Both have been vocal in the clubhouse this week, reminding the team that this is about execution, not pressure. Betts reportedly gave an impromptu speech after the team workout, saying, "We've been the best team all year. Let's show them why." That's the energy the Dodgers are bringing into the series. Betts has also been working closely with hitting coach Robert Van Scoyoc on timing adjustments, especially against the Brewers' right-handed starters. Now let's talk about the Brewers matchup, because that's a huge part of why this roster was built the way it was. Milwaukee's pitching depth is scary, even without Corbin Burnes. Freddie Peralta, Brandon Woodruff, and the rest of their arms can shut down any lineup. The Dodgers' emphasis has clearly been on getting lefty-righty balance to counter that. That's why they've kept hitters like Kike Hernandez and Chris Taylor, guys who thrive in clutch, platoon situations. Roberts knows those are the players who can change a game with one swing. Another intriguing part of this roster? Shohei Ohtani's ongoing influence, even though he's not active due to his recovery. Ohtani has been around the clubhouse, reportedly offering hitting advice and keeping the energy light. He's been spotted throwing with teammates and cheering them on in batting practice. Even though he won't take the field, his presence is giving this team an emotional lift. It's the kind of intangible that doesn't show up in the box score but absolutely impacts morale. The Dodgers' offense has been firing on all cylinders. Freddie Freeman looks locked in after a few quieter weeks, Will Smith's bat has come alive, and Max Muncy's power stroke is heating up again at just the right time. Add in the emergence of guys like Miguel Rojas, who's been clutch defensively and sneaky productive at the plate, and you start to see why this Dodgers roster feels balanced. They have stars, they have role players, and they have momentum. When Dave Roberts was asked about the decision-making process for the NLCS roster, he was candid. He said it's about trust. Every guy on this roster has earned our trust, and that's what postseason baseball is all about. You ride with the players who've earned it. That philosophy is why this team remains dangerous even when facing adversity. Every move feels deliberate. Now let's circle back to Blake Snell for a moment, because his inclusion might be the single biggest storyline heading into Game 1. Snell's career has been defined by moments like this: high pressure, high stakes. When he's on, he's nearly unhittable. When he's not, he can struggle with command. The Dodgers clearly believe they've unlocked something in his delivery, something that gives him a shot to be a difference maker. His fastball velocity has ticked up, his breaking ball has been sharper, and reports from teammates suggest his confidence is back. If Snell can give the Dodgers even 4 dominant innings at some point in this series, it could swing everything. And you can't ignore the fact that this matchup against Milwaukee is personal for some of these guys. Remember last season when the Brewers celebrated eliminating the Dodgers from playoff contention? That sting never really left. The Dodgers have had this one circled. There's a quiet fire inside this clubhouse, a sense that this time, things are going to be different. Fans across LA are buzzing with anticipation. Outside the stadium, you can feel the excitement building. Dodgers merchandise is everywhere, kids are wearing Betts jerseys, and the atmosphere feels like something special is about to happen. As for the team, they're calm but confident. Dave Roberts said after practice, "We know what's in front of us. We know what it takes. Now it's about going out and doing it." That's vintage Roberts, measured, steady, but burning with belief. This is the moment where legacies are made. For Bobby Miller, it's his chance to become a postseason hero. For Snell, it's redemption. For Mookie and Freddie, it's another opportunity to add to their already incredible careers. And for the fans, it's hope, passion, and pride. Let's go, LA. It's time to finish the job.